These are people that had negative interest rates since 2014, artificially propping up the economies with negative interest rates. And then the COVID war happens. The United States goes to zero interest rates, pumps in from the government over $6 trillion. We were talking about before how you first heard about me and talking about the big chains. So now let's go back to the cheap money. Not only that the federal government dumps in over $6 trillion, the Federal Reserve bringing interest rates to zero. 2021 merger and acquisition activity at an all-time high. We are into the worst financial crisis and geopolitical crisis, socioeconomic crisis in the history of the world. And now with them raising interest rates, inflation continue to skyrocket. What the COVID war did is unprecedented. It's incalculable, the damage it's done. It killed the lives and livelihoods of billions of people. You mentioned about what's going on in Sri Lanka. It's the New World Disorder. It's going on all over. Yeah. When people lose everything and they have nothing left to lose, they lose it. And they've lost everything. Look at all the businesses just in America that have gone out of business. What, a third of the dry cleaners? Gone. What's office occupancy rate? Depending on what you look at in the metro areas, it's around 40%. You mean it's 60% lower? Oh, no more happy hours. Oh, don't have to, again, go to the dry cleaners. I'm working from home now. Oh, all the delicatessens, all of the businesses that used to depend on commuters, gone. You see, you don't have a clue what's going on, and neither do the American people, because if they did, there'd be a revolution in this country. He was also the Treasury Secretary under Richard Nixon that took us off the gold standard. Going back to service sector economy, Bill Clinton and Al Gore, we're going to get rid of them dirty manufacturing jobs. I'm going back to Ross Perot. The next, him talking about what would happen if we went into NAFTA. All the jobs were sent out there. Everything was lost. I'm in New York, upstate New York. There were manufacturing places, all gone, all gone. I remember back in the 70s when all this started to happen. And then it got a lot worse because of Bill Clinton with NAFTA, our jobs leaving America, going to poor labor countries. Don't have to pay a lot to get stuff made. And then bringing China into the World Trade Organization. Biden bought a part of it. So the trade deficits are ridiculous. The debt levels over $31 trillion in the United States. And again, what's going to happen when they raise interest rates, gold prices will probably go down, but so too will foreign currencies. And the emerging markets borrow their money in dollars. So as their currencies go lower, they have to pay more. So there's going to see a lot of serious civil unrest going on. Black Friday status dims as store sales fall. Yeah, they're down, but, they went up on the cyber end. They were 5.8% over last year. But again, I don't see a big downturn this Christmas. It's going to come next year. Bill Clinton gave us NAFTA and brought China into the World Trade Organization. You look at China's GDP before that little brought them in. It's a straight line from 1970. 2001, they went in officially 2 weeks after 9/11 when nobody's watching it, and China's GDP explodes. You want to get our cheap labor in China? Yeah, come on over. You got to open up a company over here. Give us all of your research. Give us all of your technology, heavy industry, high tech. You give us everything. And by the way, you can only own 49% of the company. We own the rest. Okay, I'll go over there. I want the cheap labor. I want to make more money. I want to make more money. Well, the big issue is inflation. And Again, the economy was artificially injected with all this monetary methadone to keep the money junkies high. Everything should have crashed in 2020 when they locked down most of the country and most of the world. And it's just artificially boosted up with record low interest rates and countless trillions of dollars pumped in by the government. And now with inflation, and they kept, lying about it or being stupid, whatever you want to decide. First it was temporary, and then it was transitory. They lied about it. You're looking at the EU with what, 8.6% in inflation rate and negative interest rates minus a 0.50. And the United States, where you have the inflation rate just came in at 9.1, and it was temporary and transitory. So they're going to keep raising rates. The higher rates go, the deeper the economy goes, the deeper the markets go. End of story. And you're looking what happened over in Canada. Recently, they just raised rates 1%. Oh, and that clown over there playing a central bankster was BSing too, that he didn't expect inflation to go this high. Now let's put this into perspective too. Now anything on variable rates goes way up. So all that office, commercial sector, warehouse, all the commercial real estate, you got a lot of variable loans. They're going to pay way more. Oh, and the $31 trillion debt the United States, now you got to pay more debt on that. And then you look at the emerging markets. The dollar goes up when interest rates go up. They got to pay more money. Their currencies go down. They got to pay a lot more dough. So again, taking a globalnomic perspective, now you're going to start seeing people taking to the streets and protest the lack of basic living standards. Government corruption, crime, violence. You think you got an immigration and refugee problem now? Ain't seen anything yet. They've been pumping cheap money in since 2014, negative rates and quantitative easing, buying up corporate and government bonds. The merger of state and corporate powers is called fascism. All you folks over there in Europe, according to Mussolini. Again, if you have retail sales down 0.6% in November, and then you put inflation into it, it's down much more. So it's costing people a lot more to buy a lot less. Walls is something, we've been writing about for years, and it's over, it's gone. And it's going to, again, we are going to go into the worst geopolitical and socioeconomic crisis in modern history.